All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Okay, guys, y'all better go ahead and dig into this. You know, I always say on this channel, on this particular channel, I might be biased, but I'm balanced. And I tell you something, there's a reason why Cris Cyborg is at the top of the no love list. There's a reason why Cris Cyborg is the queen of the no love list. I mean, you know, this woman definitely has so much hatred towards her. It's crazy. This woman has a lot of hatred. And you got some of these silly ass fans that are actually threatened to kill you based over your opinion about this woman. Based on your opinion about this woman. And it's no wonder she's at the top of the no love list. Cris Cyborg can't catch a break, can she? Cris Cyborg is damned if she do, and she damned if she don't. Let me go ahead and read this to you, okay? I got a notification on my phone through Bloody Elbow, and they actually did this, and a couple of y'all sent this to me, but I got the notification on my phone, and I'm gonna read this to you. See, one thing about me is that when it's something of important nature, I'm sure to read every single word. And the coach means I read every single word, because see, I know some people, you'll read the title of an article, and it's the same thing some of y'all do on videos. It's the exact same thing. You'll read the title of the video, you'll make a comment. Some of y'all, well, not the people who roll with me, okay? Not people who really roll with me, but some people, you'll read the title, and then you'll make a comment based on the title. And then I would have already said the exact same thing you said in your comment. And it almost make the person look completely stupid, because you're agreeing with them, but they was too silly, or they was too lazy to not even listen to the video. Because for whatever reason, they don't like you or like what you're saying, but they still come to your channel and still just want to, I don't understand that. You know, you don't like something, you just don't inhabit it, but some people are just, they like being miserable. So let's go ahead, let me read this to you, okay, because I know a lot of y'all did not read the entire article, but the coach did. Okay, it says UFC featherweight champion Cris Cyborg claimed in a series of tweets that the agent sent to collect her anti-doping sample didn't have a valid visa for Thailand, that the police were called on them, and that they were not Thai. There were other differences with how sample was collected that were not normal procedure as well. Now, I have over 20 years experience with USADA because I've coached, you know, track and field athletes on that level. And when you get to the world level, your athletes, they're tested. And I've had multiple athletes tested with USADA, and there is a procedure that they do. There's a procedure, the procedure doesn't change, and USADA, they're very strict with their procedures. So, get this in the eyes of Cyborg. You got somebody coming up to you, okay? You have somebody coming up to you with, you know, their identification isn't valid, and it doesn't look valid, but then they want to test you. See, some of that's kind of shady, and as an athlete, you have to give your samples to the correct person, because you don't know who that person is, okay? And I don't know if some of you understand how the drug process and the drug testing works. You don't just give your sample to a random person. And yeah, I don't blame, you know, when I first read this, I said, okay, I don't blame them for not giving that sample. You don't know this guy. You don't know if there's some guy who could, you know, they can do anything with your sample, you know, without the right valid, you know, identification. And sometimes USADA, when you're in an overseas country, they'll use other countries, they'll use other companies that are in those countries. And it's just a communication breakdown with USADA, you know, like these companies, you know, USADA, they need to know, the athletes need to know a list of all the companies worldwide that they do use, you know, and that's the problem. So yeah, Cyborg probably say, who are you? Where's your identification? And see, USADA, they have to present you with their identification, because I never let any of my athletes test unless they could provide the information. Like one day, you know, we were at the track, and USADA person came over and they wanted to test an athlete, and I said, where's your identification? And you know what? She left the identification in her car. She said, well, I'll just go back and get it after the test. I said, nah, you ain't testing nobody till you show me that identification. So I made her butt walk all the way up that hill to go get her ID. I mean, but see, that's what you do. So let's go ahead and finish reading this, because I know everybody don't read through the whole thing. It is also not unheard of for fighters or their camps to call the authorities on sample collection agents, either as happened during the Nevada Athletic Commission's attempts to test Jose Aldo, the head of UFC 189. And I know y'all remember that. I know you remember that. Yeah, there was a big story about that when Jose Aldo, they were like, I don't know you. And they called the police. In most cases, as is likely to happen in this case, the sample is still successfully collected and delivered for testing. Cyborg, by all accounts, provided her sample to the collection agent willingly. That means that she didn't really offer a lot of resistance. She said, okay, I guess somehow the agent proved that he was who he said he was, and Cyborg said, okay, then you can test me, okay? So evidently that this agent had to have provided, pure proof that he was who he said he was, and she gave up the sample. And according to her Twitter account, it was the hotel she was staying at who called the authorities and not someone from her team. Let me read that again because I know people are going to miss that part. It was the hotel she was staying at who called the authorities, not someone from her team. So that's going to shut down on, some of the Cyborg haters who, they're waiting. But I've always told y'all that if Cris Cyborg popped dirty again, I can't defend. I can't. Like, there's no way that I would be able to do that. You make a mistake once, okay, you understand what you did wrong, great, okay, move on. That's okay. But, second time, I can't sit here and say that, hey, man, I got to defend Cyborg on every issue. No, I'm going to defend this one, though. I'm going to defend this one because she's been working hard to stay clean. And it would just sound silly for her to just test dirty now or not want to test at all. See, don't make sense. She's trying to stay clean and she's on the verge of getting one of the biggest money fights of her career. So it don't make sense for her to test dirty, okay? All right, so now you got some of the haters. And of course, as soon as this came out, you got haters, okay? And these are people, man, they ain't doing a damn thing for their life. They sitting back, these people are a trip, man. So this idiot right here says, seems someone called the cops on USADA agent sent to get Cris Cyborg's anti-doping sample to try to prevent them from taking it from testing. And then Cyborg ethered the dude and said, I gave my sample without hesitation. I have no failed whereabouts in the past 12 months and wanted to maintain that despite the incident. Ether. And the guy, of course, didn't say nothing back because there was nothing he can say because he's an idiot. Okay, now here's another hater. Okay, here's another hater. That Thai anti-doping conduct, the testing on behalf of USADA generally seen several of the Tiger guys tested by DCAT. Okay, they were not Thai. There were other differences with how the sample was collected that were not normal procedure as well. So see, Cris Cyborg know exactly what's going on. Okay, she's not stupid. Okay, she's not stupid. I mean, and she been doing this long enough to know, what, nah, something wrong with this procedure. This is not how you do things. And as a fighter and as an athlete, any athlete, they do this in track and field, they do this in a lot of other sports. You got to understand how the procedure is. Because it's your responsibility. If you test with somebody that's not legit and then your stuff come back dirty, that's your fault. You can't tell everybody, well, the person was, wasn't legit. No, you knew that before they came over. So Cyborg pretty much ethered some of these clowns, and that's what I would have did too, because you're talking to casuals who don't know anything about anything behind the scenes. They don't know that. They just running their mouth because they're looking for an open. See what people are looking for. And I'm just gonna go ahead and bring that real to y'all. See, I'm gonna bring the real. See, I don't care. See, I done already endured so much stuff anyway. I done been through the threats and all. That stuff don't faze me, okay? Because I'm gonna bring that real to you. See, these people, they're so ready for Amanda Nunes. They're ready for Cris Cyborg to come up like positive that it's killing them, and especially for Amanda Nunes. Oh, it's killing them. They just want to hear something on Amanda. They waiting on it because they got the stereotype that all the Brazilians are dirty. Okay, that's just how it is. And there are other choice names that these guys call Cyborg, but these are guys that's insecure in themselves, and it's a lot of insecure people that come online that leave comments or that go to social media. It's so many, okay? But see, then when you pull them guys from behind the keyboard and when you find them out, then you know what? These guys are soft, okay? They're soft. I mean, that's just how it is. And it's easier to be somebody else. It's easier to leave comments behind a keyboard. It's very easy to do that because you don't have to, you don't have to infer any kind of a controversy, okay? You don't have to have controversy. You don't have to have a conflict. Because people on the keyboard, they're non-confrontational. In real life, they are. But see, read everything. Read every word. But I know there'll be people that'll come to this video. They'll look at the title, and they'll immediately believe, oh, yeah, yep, pop. No, read every word. Every word. So there it is. If Cyborg come back dirty, then you know my stance on that. Guess what the coach going to do? The coach is going to make him a video. And that's just the way that is. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. I'm done. What are you guys waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.